What up? What up? What up, y'all? Truck talk, hump day edition. It is Wednesday, hump day. We almost through this week. This week is almost over. Two more work days and the week is over. Two more work days in a week for some, depending on how your schedule's set up. How y'all feeling, man? Welcome back to another episode of Truck Talk with your host, the real Mojo. What's going on? Hey man, listen. It's Wednesday, man, the middle of the week. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't never had a more up and down week than this. Like for real, for real. I ain't never had a more up and down week than this. Like, and I'm talking about since Sunday, Saturday, whatever. So I'm gonna say Sunday. Just ups and downs all week. You know what I'm saying? A roller coaster of shit. So, but you got to be able to put all that in the box, move it to the side, unless it's or use it for fuel that you can use to to push you towards something, or you know make something easier for yourself, and or help somebody, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But let's do this. Let's do this. When we pull up, hit a like for the algorithm. Give me a thumbs up if you're chilling. Give me a one if you at work. Cause y'all know how we feel about the people working. Yo, these dudes, some of these dudes can't control these trailers, bro. Some of these dudes cannot control these trailers. But what's up, y'all? Um, that's what we at with it. Hump day, Wednesday, lot to talk about. If y'all got something, drop it in the chat. I see the chat moving. I don't see the likes moving. Hit a like for the algorithm, y'all. Hit a like for the algorithm. Give me a thumbs up if you're chilling, and a one if you at the if you're one if you at work. That's how we get down. All right, y'all. We're gonna start with we're gonna start with again the New York Times piece on Joe Budden, right? Now, the more I read it rather, and then the more I listen to kind of some think pieces and stuff like that. Appreciate the likes, y'all. We got 6, 7 people. Let's get 6, 7 likes, and give me a thumbs up in the chat or one if you at work. Um, he put the New York Times. Well, he didn't put it out, but he did the New York Times interview. He disclosed a lot of things. What I like about Joe Budden is he's always been an independent thinker and an independent businessman, right? He didn't even take ads up until what, 2 years ago? He was on Spotify, turned down a deal, turned down a deal, which told a lot about him, which told a lot about him because he wasn't going to have ownership of some of his IP or the majority of his IP. So that's telling me when a lot of these dudes are signing these deals, people's owning their shit. People's owning their shit. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't what he wanted. Yo, what's going on? What's going on? On the daily, man. Daily, that's what I'm trying to do, man. I'm trying to get it cracking. I'm trying to get it cracking like a TV show. Um, but a lot of these dudes want the quick hit and be in and out, right? Now, Fat Joe and Jadakiss got a podcast, right? And they had Nori on the show. Nori was on the Joe Budden podcast and said it's only 3 podcasts that matter in the space of hip hop and things of that nature. Drink Champs, Joe Budden, and $1 million worth of game, Gillian Waller, right? What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Don't forget, man, hit the like, share, subscribe when you pull up. Put a thumbs up in the chat if you're chilling. Put a 1 if you at work. How y'all doing today? So Fat Joe brought it up. Fat Joe brought it up. What's going on? What's going on? Fat Joe said there's a lot of money in the space. So Fat Joe tried to clown Joe Budden a couple months ago at a New York Knicks game. He called the second row in Madison Square Garden the Joe Budden seats, right? Fat Joe was sitting in the front row with 50 Cent. But we're gonna be real for a minute. We're gonna be real for a minute. Those front row seats, that celebrity row shit, and those seats particularly, he didn't pay for them. He didn't pay for that seat. He didn't pay for that seat because one is somebody different there every game. Joe Budden always got his seats. Joe Budden is a season ticket holder. Fat Joe don't even live in New York. Fat Joe don't even live in New York. So we know what that was all about. That was some. First of all, if there's tension between Joe Budden and 50 Cent, right? Why would you pile on? You know what I'm saying? And try to be funny, even though Fat Joe's a character. We get it. We get it. He's a character, and he do character stuff, and he make up stories because he's a character. But Joe Budden said it. I make way more money than Fat Joe. And essentially Nori said it. Appreciate the likes, y'all. I like the likes matching up. And Fat Joe took offense when Nori said it, because that's his man. You know what I'm saying? And he said, "Oh, it hurt me, but he can't." But it hurt him. It hurt him because it hurt him for the simple fact. If you with me, put a thumbs up. Yeah. So he brought that up to Nori because that's his man. You ain't gonna bring it up to somebody that's not your man, because you trying to keep up the act. But you're gonna bring it up to your man to let him know, yo, dog, what's up? But and I do believe Fat Joe and Jadakiss got a bag to start. I don't know how big it'll come out. It'll come out because Fat Joe, he liked to do that, so it'll come out what the bag was. You know what I'm saying? It'll come out. But all in all, Pod Wars really ain't what we need in the space. You know what I'm saying? Pod Wars is not what we need. It's just not. What's needed in this space is for those dudes, the big dogs in the urban space. Although Joe Budden he doesn't like the term urban podcast, which is not. His podcast is a big deal. Obviously, he in the New York Times, feature in the New York Times. But what they need to do is, honestly, they need to do something like a Black Effect, right? Where workshops, not necessarily signing people unless they see some talent that they like, but like workshops and things of that nature, right? Because you got people like Steven Jackson. You got people like Steven Jackson, bro. You strictly a sports podcast. Steven Jackson got to be the goofiest dude walking the planet, bro. I mean, just for things that he's done, we don't even have to say it. And then anytime it seemed like somebody shining, somebody black is shining, and it ain't no negativity, it ain't no gun toting, it ain't no stupid shit, he got something to say. Nori was talking about how he was gonna give his pod. Well, he would have liked to let Cameron do his pod, but Cameron, had the same goals and aspirations to have his own IP. Why Steven Jackson tweeting?